Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, hi, I'm Melody, and on this channel I like to discuss fragrances. Today I will be sharing my perfume journal from last week and giving you a few updates about this channel going forward. So if that's something you're interested in, please keep watching. In my previous video, I had mentioned how I wanted to just wear one fragrance per week and see how I liked it throughout the days. And so last week I wore Linterdy EDT. Before I go into any details about this, I did want to just mention a little bit of what's going on in my life right now. So this past week, my middle daughter, who I've mentioned many times here, she has a heart condition and she's had numerous surgeries for that, and she's on blood thinners because she got a mechanical heart valve. So because of the blood thinners, she is more likely to bruise and get hurt. And on Wednesday we noticed that she wasn't keeping her balance very well, and I immediately got concerned because last spring she had a pretty bad brain bleed, very bad. It was like an emergency surgery to remove the bleeding from her brain. So this time we rushed her into the hospital, and sure enough, she had a brain bleed again. Fortunately, this time it was much smaller, and the doctors were not as concerned. We got in much sooner because we knew the signs. So she's in the hospital with my husband right now. They first just wanted to monitor it and see if the bleeding decreased. They took her off of her blood thinners, and it was looking good. And then they tried to do a procedure I'm not too familiar with, so I don't exactly know what they were trying to do, but unfortunately it was not successful. And then the next day they saw an increase in the amount of blood in her brain. So they rushed her off to surgery to put a drain in to get the blood off of her brain. It's been a pretty hard week. I feel like my channel is less about perfume now, and it's just about my life. And I think there's good and bad things about that, but I just wanted to be honest about, I've mentioned before that moving here and then dealing with a puppy and stuff has made it a lot more difficult to film, and then now this, honestly, there are days I just want to stop doing it. But when I think about it, then I know that if I just stopped filming, I would probably wind up regretting it and feeling like I quit something, another thing. So I want to keep filming, but I am struggling to find time or the motivation or energy to do it. I want to come on here and be like happy and smiley and just enjoy talking about perfume the way so many other people do, but I'm just not in that place right now. We have many wonderful people in our lives right now who are praying for our daughter and stuff, and so I'm really grateful for that. I posted on my Instagram page, and I had a lot of people reach out and respond with their prayers for Ellie. She's doing really well. She had been, before the surgery, in a lot of pain and discomfort, and she was very upset, and she was sleeping a lot. But then right after the surgery, she was up and she was happy and giggling. She has a little ukulele and she was singing Vampirina songs and stuff. So she's doing really well. But it's just been a really stressful week, and it's just kind of a waiting game. We have to wait to see how long it'll take for the blood to drain. Then we have to wait to see when it will heal enough that they can put her on her blood thinner again, and then we have to wait and see how long it takes for her to get into the right range on her blood thinner to go home. So we honestly don't know how long it'll take. It's hard having the family separated. So yeah, it's been very difficult, and so I haven't been motivated to really focus on any perfume related content. I did for the last week or so wear Linterdy EDT, and then I did try a few fragrances that I had planned to wear for an entire week, and I determined like some of them I just didn't care for, so I will have another declutter video coming up shortly, but I'm going to see what videos I can film in the next day or two and when I can edit them. It might be pretty infrequent that I actually upload a video. I'm going to try for once a week, but we'll see what I can film today and go from there. So I appreciate you listening to my rambling. On to the fragrance review. So I wore the EDT. I would say I actually wore this for maybe 9 days. I started like on a Friday and wore it through to the next Sunday. It was completely full when I started wearing it, and I made a sizable dent in a week. And that was one of the things that I did notice when focusing on one fragrance. I don't think you notice how much fragrance you wind up using until you're just using that one fragrance every single time. So on Fragrantica, it's Manicores or white floral, tuberose, woody, musky, patchouli, earthy, animalic, citrus, aromatic, and sweet. The top notes are poppy, middle notes of tuberose, orange blossom, and musk, base notes of patchouli and vetiver. I find that of the Linterdy line, this is the least spoken about. I think that's just a matter of it being EDT. I would find that like most people are generally unimpressed with EDTs and they look for EDPs because they perform better, but for an EDT I would say this performs amazingly. This has great projection, and the longevity is like 5 or 6 hours for me. I think this one performs maybe even better than a lot of my eau de parfums. I find this one to be an amazing scent, but as for what I smell in this one, I do not get any poppy in this fragrance. What I do get and what is not listed is pear. Fragrantica does not have pear listed, and I've looked in other places and it also doesn't list pear. However, the EDP has pear in it, so I suspect that there is pear in here, it's just not listed. To me, to my nose, I get a really crisp, fresh pear, and the pear itself isn't very sweet. However, what sweetens this up for me is the orange blossom. I don't get too much tuberose in this one. I get a lot more orange blossom to my nose. So to me, this is a crisp pear with a very sweet orange blossom, a tiny bit of musk, and then a spicy patchouli vetiver combo in the base. If you have the EDP, I don't think that this would be redundant. In fact, I really love the EDP, but I think it would be too cloying in those hot summer months, and I think this would be a perfect alternative. So if you were looking to just have a signature scent, I think the EDP is amazing for the rest of the year, but for the summer, I would recommend this one. I was super impressed by this fragrance, and I know I will get a ton of use out of it this summer. I definitely think I will be going through this bottle, and this is definitely one that I would repurchase and probably continue to repurchase. It's hard for me to claim any fragrance as a lifer. Like, a lot of people will be like, this is a fragrance I'll have my entire life. And I would love to say that, but there's never any guarantees that they're not going to discontinue fragrances. And so I never want to get my hopes up that there will be a fragrance that I can wear the rest of my life. So for me, I absolutely love this fragrance, and I think it's definitely worth trying out if you like the Linterdy line. If you found the original to be too syrupy or rich, you might find that this one works a lot better for you. This one does not have that syrupy quality that I find in the EDP or any of the other flankers. So I would recommend, if you're looking for something that has like a nice pear note, even though it doesn't say pear, I definitely think you should try this out. If you have any thoughts or opinions on this fragrance, I'd love to hear them. If there are any other fragrances you think I might like, I would love if you drop that down in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, I hope you give it a like, and if you're enjoying my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed, and I really hope you have a blessed day. Bye.